Hello Infinite Creators, I'm back bringing you new videos, and in today's video we have a very special guest to answer the age-old question, what happens after we transition over? Welcome back, I'm Ariana and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I help you dive deep into the powers of your mind to expand your consciousness and achieve self-prosperity. This question is as old as time, and there are many theories as to what happens after death. So for this video, I want to introduce to you a very good friend of mine, Nicole Antoinette. Nicole is a psychic medium and helps people connect with their loved ones from the other side. You may have heard of her from her YouTube channel, Guiding Echoes. And if you haven't, be sure to check her out. I'll link her channel below. She's truly a pleasure to watch and really awesome at what she does. Now in this video, Nicole wanted clarification about what happens after death. She's heard different ideas and had her own theories as to what happens, so she wanted to gain more knowledge surrounding this topic. How her higher self describes the afterlife is quite interesting, so check it out.
And now she has questions about what happens when people pass. Now she has an idea, but there are many other ideas and possibilities. So she wants to know, is it true that there is only light when we die, or are there heavier or different realms in the spirit world that people go to that matches their energy?
I think she really thinks she wants to know this, but she's such an adventurer. I don't know that she does. There's so much about life after death that people can't wrap their minds around. And so we'll just say that neither of them have it right. The heavier, darker places that people see are not places of torment. They're not even places where people are exactly alone. And the spirits that people connect with, they're not even always sure of what their experience is either, because spirits can also be a little confused. So there is a wide range of different realities that people can slip into when they cross over. And sometimes what mediums are connecting with is the subconscious or higher self of the being that may have already slipped into a different physical reality. So the way to describe it would be, some people's spirits and souls move very fast. They don't like to go through the waiting period of waiting in the spirit world for years or decades or whatever to reincarnate. There's beings that really enjoy being on the move, having different experiences. So sometimes what happens is that a medium will connect to a spirit on behalf of their client, and that spirit may come through showing that they're in a place that is darker, that is heavier. They may show themselves being alone. What they're actually projecting is sometimes a life on a different planet, on a different reality. And in some planets and in some realities, that darker, heavier place is just the atmosphere of that physical reality. And that person may actually quite enjoy being by themselves, because that's how that structure is for that reality. And so it's a very interesting thing, spirit communication, mediumship, because what comes through isn't always what people believes that it is. So Nicole and these other mediums are after the bigger picture, and they need to be really mindful of setting the intention that they want to speak to the spirit portion that connects to the client that they're reading for. Because without that intention, they could end up connecting with a spirit that has already incarnated onto a different planet or has decided to go into a different realm. And so while their messages would be accurate to that spirit for that reality in that time, it may not be appropriate or well received by the client that's still here. And with that said, there are spirits that remain in a spirit world, and they're in a realm that is, we don't want to say darker or heavier, but it's different. I guess the way to describe it would be, on the other side, imagine that it's one big mansion. In this mansion, there's several different rooms. And so everyone is comfortable in a different room. And it's not as if this mansion, one part of it is evil and one part of it is good and one part of it is more light and one part of it is more dark. It's all in the same space. It's all the same energy. But in different rooms, there's just different decorations. There's different purposes for each room. Just like in a regular house, you have a kitchen, a bathroom, a bedroom, all these different rooms. And so that's what it's like for these spirits. They really just go into these different rooms, and it's not exactly all light, but based on that spirit's perception, it may not, it might seem not as light to them. But they're all largely in the same place, and they're having different experiences based on their own filters, based on what their consciousness thought they were going to experience at the time of crossing, and also just based on what room is best for them at the time. So it's not split up in different realms, it's more like different rooms. So everyone's kind of going to the same place, but it's just sectioned off differently.
Okay, thank you. Now, would you say that it's accurate? Is it accurate to say that when someone passes, it is another experience, just like when you experience human life? You go through perhaps marriage or purchasing a home, these experiences. Would death be another one of those experiences? And the afterlife as well, you continue experiencing?
Yes, yeah, because everything is always in transition. It's always fluid, and so energy is constant, but it's always changing, and it's always changing really based on each individual's, I want to use both the word needs and desires here. But yes, there is transition in the afterlife. There is experiences in the afterlife. And life is just this continual story that it doesn't really ever have an ending. It just has new chapters, and there can be new stories, sure, but because of how the energy is and how it moves and how it circulates, it always has to be in transition, because energy can't really stop. And if it can't stop, it has to keep going. It's one of the reasons why different spirits and souls will choose to incarnate in environments where things kind of slow down, because energy is fast moving. In this realm, in this physical reality, you'll be able to notice the spirits that like moving at the higher vibrations, because they tend to be hyper, and you would label them here as attention deficit. But they're just energies that enjoy moving very quickly, and they enjoy learning, they enjoy adventure, they just enjoy a wide variety of things. But sometimes even for them, they like to find periods of rest. And so we find different physical realities, different planets that are created so that the energy can be contained for a while, and it can slow down, because that's how the soul experiences rest. On the other side, it's constantly moving. The vibration, the energy, it zips back and forth very quickly. So it's comfortable when you're able to get into that temperature of it. But those who have an affinity for experiencing human life, they do need periods of rest. So they'll find conduits where they can slow down for many, many, many years. There's one planet where the lifespan is over 100 years. And so souls that are tired and want to slow down, they'll sometimes opt to go to that planet or ones like it, where everything is just slow and it just feels more restful to them. And then when they leave that planet, they sometimes decide that they want to go back because they enjoy the slower pace, but usually they're ready to move faster again.
Now, after listening to this video, let me know in the comments if you've ever communicated with a loved one from the other side. And to keep with the theme of life after death, stay tuned to the next video with a return guest where we ask if souls need healing after death. If you want to see more conversations with the higher self, click these videos here. And until next time, Infinite Creators, wishing you all abundance, love, and prosperity.